it's Patrice here. I feel like all like new and like a whole new world. That's how I feel. Cause we just left my oldest at her apartment for the first time and yesterday, and we hurried back home to Jersey, and it's like we hit the ground running. We came back at the very last possible minute because we had a hiccup. So my oldest, it was amazing, this whole process. So on the 3rd of January, she bought her, she interviewed with the place that hired her immediately, and then they hired her immediately, but the catch was that they said they usually like to give people more time to decide, but they really needed their new hires to start on the 20th of January. And because this was a, out of state move for her, she had to, move fast and think fast. Thankfully, I have a very dear friend who lives like minutes away from her job. So my daughter lives 4 minutes away from her job, which is perfect. But my friend lives there with her family, and so within 7 days, my daughter was down there, and she had like 17 days to get everything together, right? So 7 days in, she had researched, narrowed down to 3 different apartments that she was interested in looking at. Went to my friend, allowed her to stay with her and her family. She fed my baby, she housed my baby, she took her around to the different apartments and showed her around town, took her out to eat all these different places and everything, and really took care of her. And they went to the different apartments. This was so my daughter went on a Friday. They went to the apartment Saturday, and then my daughter came back home on Sunday. On her way home, she decided on which apartment she wanted, and called, and they did the process, and she was approved right away. And so she was approved right away and was able to move. That was Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3 days later, she was able to move in. So we took her there, moved her in, and then we had our grandmother's funeral to go to. So we did that, and then went back to her place in time to for that Saturday to get her a vehicle. We had looked at vehicles while we were there from Wednesday on, and then we found her car that she really liked, or she loves the car, and she bought her car, and she was all set to go for work on Monday. Except the second day of having the car, we go to run a few errands together in her car, and it was used. And we get back home, when she goes to reverse into her parking spot, she can't reverse. And it's like, so my husband came for a night, and then while he was there, she had to go to work. We took her car back to the dealership, who was like, oh, take it to our mechanic. The mechanic is over there. So we took it to the mechanic, didn't hear back. They were not like good about keeping us abreast of anything. We had to keep calling them and everything. Basically, in the end, they did absolutely nothing on the car. They just kind of held it until my daughter and I went and got her car, and like next to the last day before I needed to leave. I absolutely needed to leave, and it was a mess. So now I'm home, but I'm gonna go back in 2 days to help her to be able to get around. She has an appointment with the dealership. She's going to take her car in, and if it costs more money than she's willing to pay cash right now, because she does have money saved, she's done very well with that. But if it's more money than she's comfortable with spending at the moment, she's gonna have to just take out another small loan to pay for her car. It's a mess, but what are you gonna do? You know, this is why she has a curveball fund, and she's amazing, like very financially savvy and everything. So I'm very proud of her, and we just want to get her up and running with regards to her car. She's still driving it. She drove it to work on Friday and back, and because it's like, you know how like you have something wrong and you do a little something and then you get it to work, and you know that it's like that. So I just snorted a little. So anyway, we're gonna go back, and I'm gonna take back stuff with me that I have that I want her to have for her place, and then and there's things that she left that she wants as well, and just stay with her for the week until I have to come back here again, because I'm hosting different events out of my house, and then I have my own, you know, my ministry, my women's ministry officially starts tomorrow. So I'm going to have my first online meeting for that. And I'm excited. There's so many new and exciting things happening. I'm excited for my little stink butt girl. She's doing her thing. That's good. You know, it's like, I don't feel the sadness, thank God, but I don't pretend that, you know, I might not get sad one day, you know, missing her. My boys are having a bit of a rough time though, missing her, and so that's rough. Like my 6-year-old is like, he's talking about moving. He's gonna go and live with her now. And I'm like, oh. But he's so funny because he says that, but when she says to him, Jeshua, I love you, he says, Jayla, I love mommy. Like, you know, and I'm like, what the heck? And this little boy, like, he can't have room to love anybody else, only me. And but then the other day I heard her tell him again. She was like, Joshua, I love you. And he's like, Jayla. And he paused. He literally paused, and he was like, I still love mommy. I'm like, oh my God, this child, he's so crazy. So but then at night when we be back at home, he's like, mommy, I don't want to live here anymore, you know. So it's funny, but I'm hitting traffic here. But anyway, I'm gonna ride it out. I'm on my way to church. I'm gonna stay to the end of this service, but I'm like very late. But usually I don't do late. I will just as soon not go, but I got food orders for people, so I'm gonna take that and stay to the end of the service. And I got a few errands to run before I get back home, and then I'm gonna be hosting another event in about 4 hours. So I've prepared a few little, I don't know, snacks or whatever for them for that. And I don't know, I'm excited. I'm losing weight, but not in a good way, or not for a good reason though. Just like sometimes when I have different things, like stressful things going on, I just can't eat. You know how some people, they eat when they stress. When they get stressed, they just eat. I can't eat anything. It's like an automatic, like, filler for my belly, like, to have any kind of stress. That's how I know, like how I'm like chipper and smiling and all that, but I know like I'm not totally okay because I haven't eaten, you know, at all, and I'm not hungry at all. But so I actually been eating like one meal a day, which I could do worse. I do intermittent fasting anyway, but I try not to do OMADs, which is 1 meal a day. I try not to go that hard with it because I don't want to mess up my hormones and stuff. And then I don't eat enough calories as it is, so it's just like, but that's what I'm dealing with for now, so whatever. But yeah, I'm so excited with things, and I feel like there's new things coming, and that, like, unexpected surprises and everything that are good. Jeez. Yeah, because we got, Lord, after our grandmother passed, our cousin passed 9 days later, and he was 36 years old. I thought he was 37. He was 36, and that is still like, because we didn't have anything for him yet, and I'm just like, Jesus, like, sometimes, like, when you don't have that, I guess, closure, it's like, oh no, they're still around, and then you remember they're not, and it's like, oh shoot, and it's, it can take you into grieving all over again. But it was absolutely wonderful seeing family and just being together and loving on each other. And I'm concerned about my aunts, though, because one of them, it was her mom and her son, her youngest son, and the second son that she's lost in a 9-day time span. I'm like, Jesus, like, and just a lot of, it's just a lot, like, grief, that's how it is. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. Hope all is well with you and yours. And I guess I'll end the video here and just, say thank you. I really appreciate you hanging in there with me. I appreciate you listening to me ramble on about whatever. But because I have a little bit of a sensitive edge about it for many reasons, one of which I had a former best friend tell me. I wasn't paying attention all along. Now I look back and I'm like, oh my God, I see all the signs that she was like doing that weird, I'm really jealous of you and don't really like you that much or something thing. But I see all those things. But one of the things that she told me that stuck with me, she was like, Trees can never just tell a story and get to the freaking point. She gotta go all around and, like, and dress it up and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, ooh, oh man, I don't want to bore people. So from then on, I started to cut my stories real short until I got to this new group that I'm a part of now, this tribe, and I started to just relax and be more myself. And the first thing that I remember, the first time one of my now best friends said to me, she said, I just love hearing your stories. Oh my gosh. She was like, please tell us more stories. And I was like, are you serious? I'm not boring you? She was like, no, like, your stories are the best, like, blah, 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 and all this. And I'm like, this girl told me. And I told her, I was like, this girl that I was, I used to be good friends with her. She told me that, I like went on too much and all that. And she was like, girl, no, your stories are amazing and blah, blah, blah. And people want to hear your stories and all this. And then, and not only her, other people started saying it too, like out of the blue, not connected in any way and all. And I was just like, I've been listening to a lot of stuff. I got to do a video on that. I've been listening to a lot of stuff for a long time from my mother and from other people who, they had their own wounds and mess. So they was speaking out of that crap. It wasn't even about me because it's not me. And I'm learning now, like, oh my God, I'm not hard to love. I'm not a bother to people. All these things, I'm just like, oh my gosh. I'm like floored. I'm totally floored. So yeah, I got to do a video on that because my sister gave me a prophecy and I'm seeing it left and right. It's just amazing. But I'm going to go because I'm here at the church now and it's raining hard, which I love, but not necessarily to be in it. And it's cold too. Well, it ain't that cold. It's 43 degrees. That's not bad. But anyway, I'm going to go. So I will talk to you and see you in the next video. And I just thank you and I love you. And bye.